here in Newcastle, and I'm just waiting to see how many people are here joining me. Okay, I can see that we have at least one person on. Let me know who's joined me and say hi, give me a wave. Let me know who's here. All right, so my name's Lynn, for anyone who doesn't know me. We are live streaming from Newcastle, and today we're going to take you along the ANZAC Memorial Walkway, which is a beautiful part of the Newcastle coast. At this point here, we are looking out over towards the city of Newcastle, and we're at a point called Strzelecki Lookout, Strzelecki Lookout, and this is acknowledging. It says it's in recognition of the great Polish geologist and Australian explorer, and he basically was instrumental in the coal exploration of the area. If you're watching this later, this is a live stream and I will be engaging with people in the chat. So if it sounds like I'm talking to people, I am, and you're just watching the recording later. I'm just going to wait for this car to leave the car park. And in a moment, I'll turn the camera around. Hi, Matthew. Great to see you. Lovely to see you on board. All right, so here we are overlooking the Pacific Ocean. We're not going to have much of a sunrise this morning because there's actually no cloud. And as we all know, it's the cloud that make for a beautiful sunrise. But that's okay because it's still a lovely time of day. All right, why don't I just turn the camera around and say good morning, and then we can be on our way. All right, so good morning, everyone. I'm Lynn. And before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional lands of the Awabakal and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. And once again, just turning the camera back around again, we are standing at Strzelecki Lookout, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, and we're going to take a walk along the memorial pathway or walkway. Over in this direction, we're looking down towards the south and in the direction of Merriweather Beach, and beyond that, looking out towards the Central Coast. Okay, so the ANZAC Memorial Walkway is a memorial to the people of Newcastle that served in World War One. But it also is a nod to all wars. Ultimately, when we mark ANZAC Day, we are also marking all who served in any war. So it's all encompassing. ANZAC Day, of course, originated from the battles that were fought in World War One at ANZAC Cove and the loss of life during that time. So basically what we're seeing here is the memorial. And the first thing to note is that because it's basically a war memorial, we are asked to show respect. And as part of that, dogs are not allowed on the walkway. So as well as no alcohol, no skateboards, no bike riding, and so on. So basically it's considered to be a war memorial, and as such, we are asked to show respect. Good morning to those who've joined. The lights have just gone out, so this is a lit pathway. Sunrise is actually scheduled for about 5 minutes from now. And we can see that the sky is starting to colour up over in the east, over in that direction. And I'm just going to see if I can, I'm doing this live from YouTube, so I'm not sure if I pinch. Yeah, I do. Oh, hello, Sarah. I tapped the screen, then all of a sudden I could see Sarah in the chat. Good morning, welcome. Okay, so pinching the screen just so that we can get in and have a look at that beautiful sky. Hi, Catherine, lovely to see you. Hope you're well. G'day, Sarah. So the chat comes up on the screen momentarily and then it fades. So if I don't respond straight away, that's the reason. And Natalie, good morning to you. Lovely to see you. All right, so I'm just going to zoom back out again. We'll start our walk, which is going to meet us at the other end. He might join us part of the way, and then he'll meet us at the other end because I'm not going to walk back up the stairs again once I've got down the other end. So here we go. As already mentioned, it is honouring those who lost their lives from the Newcastle area during World War One. And just to give you a little bit of background here, it's 400 metres in length. I'm trying to bend down to read it. It's not easy. Including a 160 metre bridge structure constructed using 1.3. Oh, I can't read this. Constructed using 3.4 kilometre composite fibre technology. There are 3 viewing platforms. Okay, I think we get the idea. That's a trig point that we started at. So that over there, that little obelisk is a trig point, which means that it's a surveying point for mapping. I'm just waiting for the walker to pass. Okay, so we had BHP Bulletin sponsored the walkway. It goes without saying that this project wouldn't have been possible without the input from an organisation such as BHP Billiton and their close ties with steel. Now, we're going to see some sculptural forms along the way, and this here talks about the research that went into who they were and which services they belonged to. So we had engraved on these weathering steel sculptures are 3,889 family names of 10,947 known Hunter Valley men and women who enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force. So there we go. All right, so let's start walking. How is the sound, everyone? I know it's a little bit breezy. Hopefully my microphone plugged into the camera is dealing with the wind issue. And as you can see, this is a really popular place for people to walk. It's just a sensational, absolutely sensational walk here. Let's have a look back towards the sky. Gregory, hi Gregory. Hi Sarah, hope you weren't too shocked by Lynn's, oh, what did you say? I missed it. Pinch, but I must remain respectful while we're on the walkway. Gregory, always this. Oh, look, here we go. Perfectly timed. Just turned around and there we go. The sun is just about to appear. Just about to come up over the horizon. No clouds, but still pretty beautiful. Still pretty spectacular. Let's zoom in on it, shall we? Just wait for it to emerge and then we'll start walking. Looks like my horizon isn't exactly level. It's okay, but it could be better. It's a very calm sea out here today. I can see a small, possibly a fishing boat, coming from the left-hand side of the screen. Probably just a dot to you guys. Sound is good. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Catherine. All right, that's pretty beautiful. How close in could I go? All right, I'm going to start slowly walking, which means I'm going to zoom out again because otherwise it's just going to be shaking all over the place. And while we're standing here, we're just going to have a look down at the rock platform. And I just noticed there's a couple of people standing over there taking photos of the sunrise just over there. And the sun is now fully up. There we go. Okay, we'll keep an eye on what the sky's doing as we walk, but let's start walking along the ANZAC Memorial Walkway. And as we do, we can look down beneath us at what the sea's doing. But we come to our first set of sculptures. And as was pointed out on the plaque just a moment ago, the names of all of, I think it said 3,000 people, 3,000 names are etched into these sculptures along the walkway. There's a few people walking towards me, so I'll wait for them to pass. And while we do, this is overlooking the city of Newcastle in this direction here. So you might still be able to see some of the twinkling lights coming from the river. The port of Newcastle, the largest coal port in the world, and we'll be taking a closer look at that on Saturday for the People's Blockade, the protest. Just let these ladies pass. All right, so here we have the sculptures. I'm going to try and see if I can get with the sun in between, or at least forming that silhouette. Yeah, that's rather nice. Look at that. And what we see are infantrymen on this side. So we can see the outlines of the infantry here. What does that indicate? Okay, it says it commemorates the centenary of World War I, 1914 to 1918. Opened at sunset on the 24th of April, 2015. And then on this side, I like these three. There's an aviator I can see. We can see nursing staff, and we can see the mounted military on the left here. And then when you get in close, you can actually see where the names of people have been etched into the silhouettes, into the sculptures. Okay, let's keep walking. And now we can see just how beautiful this walkway is. Looking out towards the sea again and back towards those sculptures there. I'm going to show you something that you may have heard about Australia. You don't get to see it very often. This is what happens in Australia. We have flies. And that's what happens in summer. You get accosted by flies. Okay, so the First World War, chronology of battles. Australia's involvement in the Great World War began in August 1914. So these plaques give you the history of the war and Australia's involvement in them. And this gives you a description of the Australian Imperial Force. But I won't stand and read plaques to you. We came here to walk the walkway. What I will tell you, if for those of you who aren't aware, is that when Australia entered World War One, we were a very small nation. We only had 5 million people at that time, and we committed about a tenth of our population, I believe, 500,000 people served in World War One, and of those, the toll was something like 60,000. So a significant proportion of our population was lost to World War One, and these were the battles that we were a part of in 1918. And this talks about the Australian Flying Corps. And from this point here, we can look down towards the rocks, the sea rocks down there. There's a rock shelf. I'm not sure if you can actually get to that. There's a lot of sand over it at the moment. I guess it's possible. So in 1917, this is where Australia was involved, everywhere from the East Indies to Jerusalem. And the plaque behind me describes the Australian Light Horse Brigade. And this is where the view starts to get really spectacular. In 1916, we're involved in Egypt, the Somme, Armentières, Fromelles, Pozières, and among other places. And this is now looking, we can start to see the glow of the sun starting to shine on the rocky cliff face just beneath us. And something I discovered the other day, because we came out here with my brother who's just arrived back in the country after spending a significant part of his life, actually, probably 30 years living in America. He's back, and we brought him up here, and I discovered this stuck to the other side of the railing here, and it's basically, it says things are hard. So it's kind of like just a statement of being for somebody who, I don't know, were they feeling like they didn't have a way out. I hope that this person's okay now. So there's a little statement there. It's quite a reality check when I saw that the other day. I'm not sure if I can read it. Feeding myself is hard, it says. Yeah, reading it is hard. You see that? Okay. Now I'm not getting comments appearing on the screen automatically, I don't think, so I'm just going to check and see if anything is new. Okay, nothing new. So we can see another rock shelf down ahead of us. I believe that's a small pool. I haven't actually been around that part of the rock face. Still here. Thanks, Catherine. Now we have 1915, East Africa, Gallipoli, Sari Bear, Lone Pine and Hill 60. And a heart from Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Thank you. And opposite the 1915 plaque, an acknowledgement of the Australian Army Nursing Service. And we're starting to get a really good view of the port, the river, the port of Newcastle over there in the background. You can see a couple of the ships that are in port at the moment. So what's going to happen is just up ahead, the path will suddenly start to go down some stairs, and we'll head down towards Bar Beach. We've reached 1914, and now we're in New Guinea, New Ireland, Rabaul, lots of places in the Pacific, Cocos Islands, the Atlantic Ocean. We are still involved in lots of places in various parts of the world. And here we have the Royal Australian Navy. It's an interesting shot of the waves crashing against the rocks down there, in between the railings. Just going to see if I can get the railings out of the way for a moment. There we go. And I think this is our final set of plaques. And again, once again, we go through the chronology of battles on this one, including the Battle of the Somme, including engagements at Fromelles and Pozières. And then this is just a broad description of the ANZACs at Gallipoli. So it's a rather lovely tribute to our involvement in World War One. Let's just enjoy the sea crashing against the rocks for a moment. All right, and now we have those sculptures again. It's a repeat of the ones we saw at the other end. So we have the Lighthorse, the Australian Lighthorse, the mounted service personnel firstly here. I'm just trying to see if I can get it nicely silhouetted. I think these are the airmen. No, they're not the airmen. Maybe they're the Navy. I think that's the Navy. We've got the nursing staff here again, and then the airmen are the final ones. I just saw the sun momentarily. There it is. People run or walk and they try and duck underneath the camera. It's okay. It's not necessary. They don't need to do that. And then on this side, we have the infantry. All right. So, well, good morning. There's a wattlebird on the rail. And he's off. And here's where the coast starts to look really amazing. There's a surfer out there. Let me see if I can zoom in on him. Where are you? There he is, right in the middle there. I assume it's a surfer. Yeah, look at that. There's not much on offer there, mate. Yeah, I'm not sure he's going to get all that lucky. It's a bit hazy here today. A bit of a sea haze. You might be able to see the definition of the horizon itself is not very clear. I can actually still see around about 4, I think, ships out there though, waiting, no doubt, to get into the port. All right, let's pick up the pace a little. Richard's just left. He's going to meet me down where the coffee shop is. And I'm going to tackle these stairs. So where we're aiming for, I'm going to zoom in and show you. So we're going to head around follow that white railing past the car park, goes out to the point, and then it doubles back on itself. And that first white building there is where the surf club and cafe is. And we're hoping it's going to be open. I'm probably going to feel a bit like a coffee after I've negotiated these stairs. Can you see the stairway here? That's what I'm heading down. So you can all come along and help me. Beautiful morning, beautiful part of the world. And I think this is another surveyor's mark at Trig Point. Alrighty, let's go. Let's head down these stairs. Just going to change hands so I can hold on to the railing. Hold on. Plus it needed a break. Okay, all right, wish me luck. We're going to head down here. There's no way I was going to come back up. So that's why I've sent Richard on ahead to park and meet me down the bottom. All right, so we're going to take it slow. I'm happy that I'm out walking after really a long time. It's taken a long time for this ankle to sort itself out to a point where I feel comfortable doing this again. So thank you for coming along and patiently encouraging me to get out here and do this. Okay, the flies are back, bothering me. Thank you, Natalie. I will. I am always very careful. I've got a firm grip of the handrail and I'm grateful that there is one. Okay. It's a great walk, though, in respect of the way it's been built, and it's a fantastic facility for the locals here to have this available. All right, just going to pause and have a look out once again over the suburbs of Newcastle. This area is called Cooks Hill. and Merriweather. So you can see, if I zoom in, I'll just zoom in from here. Right at the end of that first sweep of beach is the Merriweather Baths. And some of you may remember that I've taken you there in the past, but it does have a very sketchy signal. But that's the largest ocean pool is Merriweather Baths in Australia. I think it's the second largest in the world, 100 metres in length. So your 50 metres laps are done actually across the pool rather than along the length of it. Okay, let's keep going. Hoping you're enjoying the sound of the sea. I'm hoping it's coming through. So for those who are interested in the coastal plantings around here, basically what we have is what's called coastal rosemary. Feeding myself is hard. I have to do it is this a transcript of that note, Gregory? Let me just pull that up again. I have to do it every single day and it's exhausting. Paying the rent is hard and half my life is spent at work. It has made me tired and boring. Yeah, that's a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? I hope that whoever wrote that doesn't still feel that way. I hope it's not a perpetual feeling. Sarah says, I feel vertigo looking down these stairs. Okay, how about I point the camera away from the stairs so that they're not the focus of what we're looking at.
Yeah, she did, but I think it was quite stressful.
Okay. And if I happen to accidentally move the camera in front of the walkway, it's because I'm looking at my feet. So, occasionally I'm going to accidentally be looking in that direction with the camera, Sarah, so apologies for that. All right, and what do we have here? I think this is a casuarina, like a she oak. Okay, we get a level bit for a bit. It's still sloping downhill, but at least it's flat. So good morning from Australia, good morning from Newcastle. We got up at 4:45 to be out here with you this morning. Sunrise was at 5:40 a.m. I've been going for 35 minutes now, so that means that it's just gone 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. And it's going to be another very hot day. Yesterday we had 35 degrees here. We're not even in December yet. We're not even in summer, and we're already getting really, really hot weather, which doesn't augur well for what our summer might look like this year. I'm just looking at that rock shelf and notice that there's a couple of people down there walking a dog, I think. I don't know how deep that rock pool is. It looks like there's people in the area just beyond, possibly. So there's people out in the water there. And it looks like possibly a fishing vessel out in the middle here. There we go. Yeah, getting up was hard this morning. I said to Richard, let's do a sunrise. We haven't done one of those for a long time. Looked at what time sunrise was. And had second thoughts. we went, oh, that's early. And when the alarm went off at 3:45 this morning, I was very tempted to roll over. Yeah, but we're always glad that we do. You have those moments of, I really don't want to do this, but then when you get here, you go, yeah, actually, I'm glad I did this. So this is some sort of concrete seat. I don't know why it's shaped like this. Once held plaques or anything to honour something. I have no idea what this is about. It's just a curiosity. We've got a car along having a drink. So it's not a magpie. It only has the white tail feathers. So it does have a lovely call. But there he is, just having a drink at the water fountain there. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't stay zoomed in and walk. And he goes. There he goes. Okay, so the path finishes here. We're going to exit down to the road and then walk along a little way till we come to the car park where we can go down to the surf club and where the cafe is located. We get to see some pretty nice coastal houses along this stretch. Hopefully it's not too noisy. At this time of day, we're starting to see traffic pick up as people head to jobs that start early in the morning. So whether that's tradies, being the Australian vernacular for tradespeople, or cafe workers. I'm not sure who starts work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So here we have some of that one's ripe for a reno, I reckon.
I use it.
Yeah, about it like. And those who were paying attention noticed that I've used some typical Australian abbreviations in what I just said. So a reno, of course, is a renovation. I don't know, do you use that abbreviation in other parts of the world? Australians are famous for abbreviating everything. Tradies. And the beach is coming into view once more. There's a little beach down here. Okay. Gregory says, making doctor's appointments is hard. I put it off for too long because it's too expensive. Oop. But I need it. It seems to me all the important stuff is always going to be the hardest to do. Thanks for transcribing that for us, Gregory. That note, it was placed in such a way that I don't think very many people would ever actually see it, and maybe it was never intended to be seen. Maybe that was that person's way of just getting the message out there, but not necessarily looking for an audience. I don't know. It seems really sad. I'm loving the way the sun is catching the spray coming off the top of the waves. And it says Jaden Poetry. So maybe that's the Instagram account or something. Yeah. I wonder if that person is like a. That's interesting. I wonder if it's like guerrilla poetry, and it's just left in places. That's a possibility, I guess. Okay. Looks like there's a path. Looks like there's a path down there. So I'm just looking. Just there looks like a path. Of course, I haven't explored a lot of these places because my knees and ankles haven't been allowing me to do so. It kills me that I can't explore these rock shells and get down onto the beach in the way that I maybe once used to. But we can still enjoy it from up here. Am I still zoomed in? I am. So many people out walking. Really good to see. And here's some more of these fabulous houses. I wouldn't say that there's a style as such, unless big glass is a style. That one there's quite nice. Oh, the sound of the sea. Hi, Lynn. Good morning. Lovely to see you. Lynn says, my little granddaughter is watching with me today. Oh, I hope your little granddaughter is loving visiting the beach with you, Lynn. Here's one for your little granddaughter, a little puppy dog coming along for a run. This is so lovely here. It really is. Okay, so this looks like it could be a pathway. I'm not going to take it. Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. No, definitely not. For younger legs than mine is that pathway. There we go. Just looking at the waves crashing against the rock shelf over there and the spray coming off the top of the waves and the sun shining through the spray. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, not too much further to get to. Richard's probably going to jump on at some stage and be watching from his phone just to get an idea of where I am. If we're really lucky, might even order a coffee and have it waiting. That'd be good. Lots of puppy dogs in this section of the walk because they're not allowed on the memorial walk, so this is where they can come. Here we go. Look at this part of the walk. Oh, I just missed a couple of comments. Let me just turn to a spot where I can see them. Natalie says, thanks, Lynn. Glad I came along on this beautiful walk. You're very welcome. And Gregory said, glad you're back on your feet, Lynn. Enough at least to keep us on our toes. Look, I'm going to try, Gregory. As much as I can, I'm going to try. I just need to limit the actual amount of walking that I do. Here, look at this guy surfing out here. That's a lovely little beach, isn't it? There's a lady down there with her dog. Yeah, I just really need to be mindful about how much walking I do, Gregory. Whatever it was that I was doing, it was really taking its toll. So I worked out it's been 6 months that this ankle of mine has been bothering me. Excuse me. And then I've had all this other stuff going on as well. Like I've literally just been 2 weeks out with some kind of respiratory thing. And I'm still nursing a bit of a cough. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Last year we seemed to just go and go and go. And this year I seem to be slowed down immensely. I would love to get down there and potter around and have a look, explore these little pools, rock pools. Not today, maybe another day. Okay, is that our car over there? That's possibly our car, I'm not sure. Can't see the number plate from here. It's a little red car that looks like ours.
Let's get the first one really well.
There we go, people. Can you see the number plate? I think that might be him. I think that might be our car there. Oh yeah, there's Richard sitting on a bench. Lots of fine dogs today. Yes, there are, aren't there, Lynn? There's heaps of them. Puppas on walks all over the place. So this is a really nice look out here. We're going to get a nice look up and down the coast from this spot. Should I chastise him? Shall I say, where's the coffee? Maybe it's not open. I don't know. All right, so here we go. Beautiful, beautiful part of the coast here. So we've come from up there, from the top of that hill up there. That's where we walked from. So there's some kind of a concrete structure here. Oh, there's a lot of people in pink caps, so it looks like it's an organised swim of some kind in this little area. And then looking out along the beach, this is Cooks Hill Surf Club, but it's called Bar Beach. What did Gregory say? I just go off in another car. Hey, look, it's not as if I haven't attempted to do that in the past, Gregory. You know, stood next to a car, trying to press the key, you know, the button on the tag, and wondering why the door's not opening. So this is Bar Beach, Cooks Hill Surf Club. And then once you get past, some of you may recall that we did this as a walk once before. Once you get past that hill in the middle, you go down some stairs towards Dixon Beach, and that's where we saw a couple of hang gliders setting up. and then you continue on, and that's Merriweather at the end of the curve of beach. So Merriweather is where we saw the surf festival happening that one time as well. And then, of course, at the end is Merriweather Ocean Pool. So there. Let's see. Is it open?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, 10 minutes till it opens.
Or we can jump in the car and maybe try Merriweather.
We could do that. Is anyone up for a road trip? There he is. Hi, Richard. Enjoy the coffee. It doesn't open for 10 minutes. So do you want to hop in the car and head down to Dixon Beach, maybe? The next one along.
Well, there's a coffee shop there, is it?
Yeah.
Dixon.
That's the one with a mural of Mark Richards on the side wall. Come on, you must remember that.
Well, it's up to you. So let's open in 10 minutes or we can take it.
Yeah, let's do a bit of a little road trip, little drive. I wonder what this is for. Is this for a workout? What's this here?
This gentleman here.
Oh, okay. So it's some kind of a stretchy army thing.
Yeah, and he leans back.
Right. Okay. So, Gregory, we're not taking the wrong car. We're not taking somebody else's car. This is ours. Let me just get this bag off of my shoulder. Road trip, everybody. I'll put the seatbelt on so we don't get that annoying ding, 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 ding. Okay, seatbelt on. Oh, it's steamy already. It's hot already. But then I have just done what is it, about 1 kilometre, do you think? All right, so there's some more puppy dogs, Lynn. They're doing some kind of work here. We're not sure exactly what, but I have seen something come through my feed about trying to figure out what's the best way to manage the sand movements along this stretch of beach. So they're trying to figure out whether they should build stuff or bring sand in, or, you know, there's 4 options, I think, that they've put to people to vote on as to what's the best way to manage the way that sand naturally moves during periods of storms and what have you. That's a dead end, I know that. So it's not the first one. I think it's the second or third one gets you to Dixon Park Beach. Possibly not this one. Yeah, that's a no-through road. I do recall seeing there's a little blue sign on one of the telegraph poles. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're heading to Dixon Park Beach. Is it there?
It's right there.
The entrance to the car park.
Is there a coffee shop there, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Down there, yeah. That's the coffee shop just there. Oh, busy car park. There's a spot.
I'll drop you off there.
All right.
We all need to go back to work. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right. Richard's just going to park the car. I'll try and find a seat. And then he can order the coffee. I'll show you the mural on the coffee shop first. Neat little cafe. There's a bit of a queue. So this is the mural on one side of the cafe. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of bins and gas bottles and stuff in front of it. But I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, on this side here, yeah, there he is. Newcastle's most famous surfer is Mark Richards. And there he is with one of his signature boards. Okay. And where are we going to sit? Oh. I think I'll just grab a seat here since there's a seat here. So I'm going to zoom in on the menu. Let's have a look. Gosh, we're going to be waiting a while, even just to order, let alone before we actually get our drinks. Okay, Sonny Boy Kiosk. They've got fish and chips. They've got an all-day menu. These girls are in the way. Have Do you remember I said that we abbreviate everything? Toasties. Who knows what an HCT is? Well, it does tell you underneath. Just keeping an eye on where I left my bag. Bacon and egg roll with barbecue sauce, $16. Smoothies, $13. Freshly squeezed juice, $13. Get back to where my bag is. I don't like leaving it there like that. And gosh, how far away did Richard have to park? He should have grabbed that parking spot when we saw it, maybe. All right, well, this is going to be a while before anything happens, so I'm going to turn the camera around and bid you all farewell. We've been going for almost an hour anyway, and there's not going to be much to see here while we're waiting for coffee to happen. So why don't I thank you all for coming. And as always, I've sort of red in the face. Yeah, thanks for coming along, Natalie. Lovely to see you. And to everyone else who joined me this morning. I'm just trying to find a spot where... You're very welcome, Catherine, and it was lovely to see you. I hope you're well. And to all those others that came, it was lovely to see you too. Lynn and Gregory and Sarah. And who else was here? Let me know if I missed your name. I knew there was someone else. It was Matthew. Matthew was here. And it was lovely to catch up and see you all again after such a long time. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to sign off now, and I'm just going to turn the camera around and we'll take one last look at Merriweather over there in the distance. There we go. There's Merriweather Ocean Pool with the pump house proudly standing at the end of the point there. Okay. Thanks, everyone, and bye for now. Bye-bye.